Howdy y'all, welcome back to the Mohawk Traveler. I'm your host, the Mohawk Traveler. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the top 10 essential things that you gotta bring with you when you're going hiking. And as always, I would really appreciate it if you see that like button right there, y'all punch it in its face. Yeah, see that subscribe button right there. Maybe you give it a little bit of, gentle love and give it a little bit of a push, a little bit of tap. The Mohawk guy right here, he would really appreciate all that. And also real quick, I know y'all looking at my Texas cap right here and you're like, man, look at that thing. What is that? Just real quick for anyone who doesn't know me, personally, this was a gift from my old man, and this hat right here, this hat's been through Germany, it's been through Europe, it's been through America, it's been to Thailand, it's been to Cambodia, it's been to Vietnam. This hat, anywhere I go, anywhere I hike, any of my adventures, you best believe that there's at least one photo of me wearing this hat. So yeah, it may look a little gaudy, but you know what? It's my gaudy hat. So enough talking about liking and subscribing, enough talking about my trashy hat. I love my trashy hat. I don't care. Let's get into today's list, and jumping on up to number 1 on the list is, well, navigation. So when you're backpacking out there and you don't, we all got smartphones, right? But guess what? Smartphones, they'll die. Alright, it doesn't matter how many batteries you bring with you. If you're backpacking and you're hiking all over the place, eventually your phone is probably gonna die. And if you're lost in the woods and you're like, well, where do I go? I don't know. I know I gotta head south. Where's south? Guess what? Number 1 on the list, and probably one of the most important things to bring when you're backpacking, bring yourself a good old compass. Can't get wrong. Pop that compass out, take a look around, be like, oh, south is that way. Well, you know what? Let's get to it and you can get back to civilization. Number 2 on our list is a first aid kit. So anytime when you're going backpacking, you should always pack a first aid kit, because who knows? Maybe like from our Texas video, maybe freaking Bigfoot's gonna jump up there and he's gonna bite you on your ass. Well, that happened, you happen to get away, you better make sure you have a first aid kit, because you never know. Maybe Bigfoot won't attack you. Maybe you'll just fall down a ravine, maybe you'll twist your ankle, maybe you'll get cut by something. Doesn't matter, always come prepared. Make sure you get yourself a first aid kit, stuff it into your backpack so you're ready to go for any kind of ouchies, ooies, booies, whatever it is that might happen. You're good to go. Number 1, 2, 3, right? Number 3 on the list is fire. I know you can't actually grab fire and pack it in your bag because your bag's gonna, catch on fire. Pretty stupid, but what you can pack though are waterproof matches. So as always, when you're backpacking, more so when you're hiking, you're out there in the wilderness or in the mountains or whatever, hey, you might get stuck in a situation where it's dark, it's cold, and you need fire. And let's say you fell into the river, and let's say you're a smoker and your lighter's completely wet and that's not gonna work anymore. How do you solve that problem? Waterproof matches. Lighter is always good. You should probably bring both. Bring a lighter, just a little small one, and waterproof matches, so that way you always have a way to make a fire. It can be life-saving. Creeping on up to number 4 on the list is sun protection. Once again, you see this trashy hat? This trashy hat that I love so much? Guess what? Protects this pretty-ish face from the sun. You should always pack something to protect yourself from the sun. You should bring a hat, just a normal cap, normal baseball cap right here. Perfect. You should bring sunglasses but of course, sunscreen. Because you don't want to be out there hiking for 12 hours. You see this head, you see this mohawk, especially when I shave my head. Do you know how painful it is to have a sunburn on both sides of your head? It is horrible. I've had that happen a few times because you know why? I was an idiot. I didn't pack any sunscreen. I forgot my favorite hat. And you know what happened? I got burnt to a crisp. So make sure you have sun protection. Number 5 on the list, pretty simple actually. It's just a little headlamp. once again, if you're hiking all over the place, you get stuck out at night, you need somewhere to see, hey, and you need both your hands free, maybe it's raining a lot, maybe it's a lot of snow or whatever, or the terrain's really difficult, easy, take your little headlamp, pop it on, turn it on, and you can see. Pretty simple, they're really inexpensive. A lot of this stuff I'm talking about, if you're interested, I'm going to be leaving links down below in the description, so check it out. You know, it's all on Amazon, so you can buy a freaking drone if you live in California or wherever. You can just go, I don't know what drones sound like. I mean, I don't have enough money to buy a drone, but maybe you do. But anyways, I'll be linking everything down there. But yeah, headlamp, pretty easy, pretty much of a no-brainer, and something that can really be beneficial to you if you get trapped out in the dark while you're hiking. Jumping on up to number 6 on the list is a knife. So don't just bring any knife with you when you're going backpacking. Don't be like Michael Myers and get your big old butcher knife and go hee 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 hee. Don't. Well, okay, that was psycho. I'm sorry. My mom's gonna be really disappointed in me. I'm sorry, Mom. But anyways, bring some kind of knife with you. Better yet, bring a multi-tool. Multi-tools are fantastic. I always take a multi-tool with me no matter where I go. Well, okay, well, not when I go to the bathroom, but when I go shopping. Talking about when I go on adventures, right? I always bring a multi-tool, and more often than not, I always find a reason several times within my trip that I needed it and I had to use it. So make sure to bring a multi-tool with you. Number 7 on the list, emergency blanket. Now you might not be thinking about like emergency blanket. Those one of those weird things that you just kind of wrap on yourself. You're like, oh yeah, oh, it feels so good, and it feels kind of like aluminum foil, and it kind of sounds like it, and it makes me super hot, super fast. Like, hey, I know these things can look a little ridiculous, they can look a little stupid, you know, kind of like this guy, but it doesn't matter. Emergency blankets, super important to have. Number 8 on the list is bring more water. Whenever you are backpacking, right, and whenever you're hiking, you always want to bring more water, all right? This is something I cannot stress enough. And don't be one of those people who's like, I have this freaking plastic bottle from Walmart for the last 6 years. I'm gonna take it with me. No, don't do that, because when you take bottles with you, you have a plastic bottle, you stuff it in your backpack, right? I'm not gonna stuff it. You know what? I'm gonna stuff it in my backpack. Yeah? When you stuff your water bottle in your backpack, right? Odds are you're not gonna really drink the water that you have in your backpack. That's just how it goes. What you want to do is you want to get a thing called a water bladder. You put your water bladder in your backpack. It has a little hose. Boom, comes out the back. Right here, you got this little mouthpiece. You just bite onto it. Just give it a good old suck, and guess what? Boom, water. It's right here. You never have to take your backpack off. You don't have to mess with any of that. You have the water right here always, which is fantastic. And even better, you can get something that's called the Soya Squeeze Water Filter. This little thing is fantastic. I'm gonna link it down below because this is something that's actually really awesome. You can go to any river, you can go to a stream, you can go to a puddle of water, right? And you can just like squeeze the water out of it. It will filter the water, and then you can drink it right away. These little things are amazing, especially when you run out of water and you find a water source, but you know, hey, it's like this is swamp water, or this is a stream, right? And the water's barely moving. If I drink this, I'm gonna get sick. Don't worry, use this little handy dandy device. You can, like I said, you can just put it into a puddle, right? And just squeeze it up, filter it out, and you can drink it immediately. This little thing is amazing. Number 9 on the list of top 10 essential things that you gotta bring when you're hiking is more food. You always need, or should always plan that you need more food. Because once again, if you're doing a big hike, like, hey, this is gonna be a 10-hour hike, right? Or this is gonna be like a 2-day hike or whatever, right? Always pack more food than you think that you need. A good rule of thumb A good rule of thumb is make sure that whatever, let's say you're gonna go hiking for one day, right? Pack the food for the day that you want to have for sure, and then pack enough food for an extra day. You should always pack at least one extra day's worth of food. And for all my, former and current military members, they know what MREs are. What are MREs? Meals ready to eat. They're fantastic, and they're literally just an entire meal and a nice little package, and they're full of calories. They'll keep you full, and their great thing is, since they come in little rectangular packages, you can just stack them up into your backpack. They take up pretty much no space, and literally you can pack 5 of them, and then you'd be good for 2 days. Fantastic. Once again, bring more food. And lastly on the list for the top 10 essential things that you gotta be bringing with you when you're backpacking is extra clothing. On top of that, a rain poncho. But always bring extra clothing. Take a look and be say like, okay, I'm gonna be out in the desert more, okay? What extra clothes should I bring? Or I'm gonna be doing a mountain hike, it's in fall, or I'm doing a winter hike and I'm gonna be in deep snow. Whatever it is, figure that out, right? And then make sure you pack more clothing. You need to always bring a little bit more clothing with you. And as a good rule of thumb, especially from my father, Vietnam vet, God rest his soul, but my father, when he said when you go hiking, always bring extra socks. And you best believe to this day, whenever I go on a hike, whether it's only gonna be for 2 hours or it's gonna be for 2 months, I always bring extra socks with me. They are fantastic. It's just a great feeling to get your old socks off, let your feet air out, put a nice fresh pair on, and it also helps prevent blisters, which is great. And don't ever forget to always bring a rain poncho with you, because you never know what the weather's gonna be like. You never know, it's gonna just thunderstorm all of a sudden, you're gonna be completely drenched. It really sucks. So whenever you're hiking, always bring a rain poncho, because you never ever know what the weather's gonna do. So that's it. That's today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed it with the top 10 essential things that you gotta be bringing with you when you're going out for a little bit of a hike, Every time you go out, whether it be a short hike or for a day or for a week or for a month or whatever, make sure you bring make sure that you bring these 10 things. They're always a must-have in your backpack whenever you go hiking. And as always, like button, punch it, or smash it, or just punch it again. And better yet, that subscribe button right there, I really appreciate it. Just give that a gentle little tap, give it a little bit of a gentle, like, good boy kind of thing. I would really appreciate that. This has been the Mohawk Traveler. Catch you next time.